Topic number 6. Calais residents scuffle with pro-migrant rally. One draws his rifle. The conflict escalated quickly as two men started insulting the protesters who, quote, did like, unquote, that photojournalist. I'm not even going to pronounce that name. Told RT. It's French. Can't pronounce it. Not even going to try. I'll do it here. Frederic Sadones. There we go. Frederic. So there we go. The protesters return the insults and start throwing things at the men, bicycle tires among them. The crowd that outnumbered the residents also forced them to move closer to their house. One of the residents, apparently feeling under pressure, resorted to desperate measure. He went back home and returned holding a hunting rifle. All this while, the other men... Hunting. And this while the other men and himself were still being showered with various objects. The other men could be seen trying to attack migrants with a stick before police interfered. Port Town Mayor Natasha Boktrat, Jesus Christ, what a name that is, has recently addressed the government calling for the help of the army to deal with the refugee influx. Quote, I repeat, the demand to deploy the army, they are needed to strengthen the security forces on the ground so they can fulfill their mission and appease the population who are fed up with the situation, unquote, she said. The Saturday incident took place as around 2,000 rallied in Calais to support migrants stuck in their camps there who had been hoping to reach the UK. During the rally, 150 protesters broke into the port. Wow. Which the video will show that, with 50 of them boarding a UK-bound ferry. The port operations were temporarily put on hold. Some 35 intruders were arrested. The refugee makeshift camp known as the Jungle, set up in Calais, last year houses, that doesn't make sense, nearly 6,000 refugees displaced from Africa and Middle East seeking to access to the Eurotunnel and therefore Britain. So here we go with this video, guys. At least it'll give you a video on what's been going on over there. There's nothing said in this video. It just gives you a visual of what's been going on and what has been captured.
I think that's enough.
Yeah.
We are here and we will fight freedom of movement. Freedom of movement is everybody's right. Let's go, let's go. Let's go.
انشاءالله تعالی چې خلک راغله جرمني خپله وچت کړو اوس د لندن کسان راځي باید موږ تاسې خپله
No, no, don't fight. No. Don't fight. Don't fight. My friend. Hey, go. Fuck you. No, go.
Look at that guy with the fucking tire tube. Fucking unbelievable, man. Sorry, man.
Yeah,
I mean, you're talking hundreds of people attacking a couple guys because they disagreed with their fucking.
And you see, they swarmed him to the point where he had to go almost back into his home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous. Guys, this is what is happening over here in these countries, man, when it comes to this shit. Sad. Anthony, you hit a really good point when we were talking about our topic, Sweden. With the 8,000 refugees. What do you guys say on this shit, man? You lived over there, so I'm like, you have a good perspective on it because you lived over there. So
yeah, I've been in that situation. I mean, not literally quite as big as that with so many people, but if you upset one Muslim, and it could be a taxi driver, it could be a kebab maker, it could be anything like that. If you upset one person, you ain't just upsetting one person.
Yeah,
you're upsetting the whole family of that person, and then they're going to extend it out, and then you will have 65 Muslims in your face. Now, I'm not saying they're all going to be aggressive. I'm being fair there, I guess.
Yeah.
But I have lived on my street in Bradford, in Keighley. If you know where Keighley is, Google it. K-E-I-G-H-L-E-Y. Google K-E-I-G-H-L-E-Y Muslim, and look what's on YouTube there. Now, I have gone against one Muslim man, right? That's like a young kid or whatever.
Yeah.
And then the next thing, there was 35 of them coming down, arguing the same point, and want to stand up and they are aggressive. They don't give a fuck. They will be in your face.
And this
if you're going to be a little pussy aggressive and say, well, I don't mind these things, we just don't need to treat people with the same respect.
Yeah.
They ain't doing that. They ain't doing that at all. At all. If you live in a majority Muslim area, you're fucked.
They're the aggressors.
Unless you want to put your best foot forward and start to do something about this. I'm done.
No, you're 100% right. They're the aggressors every time in these areas, I should say. Again, we're not attacking all Muslims, of course. We're not saying that. But, we really have to look at the situation honestly and really discuss it, like I've said many times.
I don't even know why you need that caveat, Joe.
I shouldn't, but, it
it doesn't need it. It doesn't need it.
You don't need it. But apparently the stupid idiots out there, you got to...
Fuck those idiots. I don't care. No, we are not about that. No, fuck those people.
True.
I have to agree with Anthony.
If you cannot discern between the fucking idiots and the people that just want to, have a religion and all that kind of shit, then that's fine. I mean, I don't have a problem with them, really. Their ideas are still fucking stupid. But I'm not going to go in their faces and tell them that. Because they're just getting on with it. They're just having a job and having a life and all that kind of shit. I'm talking about these people in this video. These people in this video are the problem, amongst others. So
to agree with Anthony, you see videos, especially in Europe, it's almost like a swarm. It may have been like a little one-on-one little confrontation, but next thing you know, they were on him. They had to chase him back into his home.
Yep.
When I was in Iraq, we had this thing, what we called local national duty. We called it Haji Guard. And I think Paul might know what I'm talking about here. But
oh yeah, the fun fucking times of Haji Guard, especially when they're sick.
Yeah, but it was a duty where we had to pretty much take 10 locals, and we were paying them like $1 a day, which if you transfer it into their money, it's almost like gold. But they would build up some of our B huts and things like that. But whenever one would act up and you try to get them right, next thing you know, they're almost all up on you. They will definitely, it's almost like they hear this like sixth sense of like, oh shit, something's going on, and they'll swarm you.
Yeah, I would say like most people. I had that too. Yeah, it's. Holy shit! I can't hear.
Yeah, you're good.
Oh shit! I'm sorry. I thought the call dropped.
No, you're good.
Like no. Like yeah, I had a guard a few times, and it does get kind of overwhelming. You start to disagree, and other people join in very very quickly.
Yes.
Which is good. You know, solidarity is good, but it's also shit. They'll join in even when the person is definitely wrong, but they will try to make it a majority rule thing where it doesn't matter because all these people agree, and if you don't agree, then what the fuck is wrong with you? At least that's from my experience of being around some people who are from the area who get into situations like that. So I can see where the people who would immigrate were, if there's some people who are disagreeing, they would swarm. I mean,
Do you find it strange, Paul, that you're dealing with the Black Lives Matter movement, and I'm dealing with the Muslim thing? Yeah, I find that quite interesting because of where you live. You know.
Yeah,
And I just find that an interesting point. So
yeah.
just to break up the conversation.
Yeah, you
No,
know
no.
what just really pisses me off? That people just don't get it, you know, when it comes to this migration in Europe. They
Yeah,
just don't get it. They're afraid of it because, you know, especially people in the United States, they just don't care. They don't care.
You know, and
then when you talk about it, you're the bad guy, you know.
And I brought it up earlier. You know, you can see, you know, the civilians over there. They're getting fed up with it. They're seriously getting fed up with it.
Yes, they are. I talked to my uncle last year when he came over here. He's from England, UK, Norwich, and I talked to him. He's an atheist. You know, he's a non-believer, and I talked to him about, you know, the Muslims over there and shit like this a year ago. And he said, dude, it's really getting bad. In Birmingham, he said it's getting bad, and a lot of other cities and towns near him. He goes, it's just they're infiltrating and they're holding these. You know, you walk down the street and they're protesting and handing out leaflets and this and that, and it's just like he goes, dude, you can't even like be safe, or it's hard to be safe, and like you're trying like, and he over exaggerated. He told me, he's like, I know I'm over exaggerating, but you know, because it's getting to the point where when I was a child, I could walk down these streets with no problem, and now we see, you know, women walking down the street and they're trying to oppress the women, and just women are inferior, of course. And he goes, it's just sad. He goes, girls can't walk down the street with a fucking skirt on. You know,
if you live in a town like Bradford, and you're walking down a street with your girlfriend, just like holding hands, just walking down the street.
yeah.
If you have a gang of Muslim men walking towards you, she will step behind me. Right, she'll step behind me and just let them pass, because if she doesn't, they'll whack into.
Yeah.
They ain't bothered about that. No, they'll just, you know, they won't like brush shoulders or anything. They will push shoulders into them. I say it all the time, so I do the opposite. I'll do that to them, because oh my god, it pisses me off so much.
It's
was
amazing.
watching.
It's amazing. Sorry, Grant. It's amazing in Norway or Sweden. I think it's probably both countries, probably all the countries, where women with blonde hair, they're fucking dyeing their hair because they're afraid that they're.
And it all goes back to that, Joe. And it all goes back to that.
It's fucking amazing. Go ahead, Grant.
You know, I was watching a video. I think it was on Anthony's Facebook page. I think it was Tommy Robinson. I could be wrong.
Facebook
Please
page?
correct me. Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah, I was hunting you down. Yeah. And they went in, him and a colleague, female, they went into, I think it was a part of Birmingham that's pretty much been overrun by Muslim population. And just driving down the road, people were approaching the car. What are you doing here? You're not Muslim. What are you doing here? And the guy turns out and he looks out the window and says, hey, I'm here to tell you your ideology is shit. And immediate violence. I mean, the dude starts punching him in the car, and like I said before, the swarm comes right after that.
Yeah, I made a video on that actually. I actually put that
yeah.
in the video where the guy was in his car and he's protesting, and I don't know why my screen cap's fucked up here, but let me try that again. There we go, now it's back. But yeah, the guy was, you know, he made a lot of YouTube videos, and he goes down the street. I don't know if it's the same issue, Grant, but there was a video out there where the guy goes down the street, and he knows that one Muslim guy, and the guy had a problem with him, comes over to his car. He's like, yeah, what do you got, brah? What do you got, brah? You know, he's like, yeah, well, I just don't like your ideology. He's like, yeah, and then he punched him in his fucking face as he's going away.
That was it.
And then he goes, wraps around the corner and says, watch this. He goes, since he just did that, watch how many people he gets to to try to defend him and try to help him out. And then when he goes by again, there's like 4 or 5 other Muslims looking at him and trying to like, come towards him again. And he just takes off. He's like, see, this is it. This is what has happened in Britain. This is what's happening.
Yeah, I mean, this is absolutely nothing new.
Yeah, it's not nothing new, but
It really isn't. It really isn't. I mean, it might sound shocking to somebody who's living in Iowa or Chicago.
Yeah.
It doesn't really make any difference. It makes no. This is happening in Europe, and if you talk to anybody in Germany, and I've got friends in Germany, I've got friends in
Devin's touched on it
Scandinavia,
many times.
I've got friends in Sweden, I've got friends, and they're all saying the same fucking thing. Now,
yeah,
if those people are saying it and saying this needs calling out, this needs to be addressed.
A lot of people in the
doing it.
States don't
Nobody's
even know
doing
what's
it.
going
Nobody's-
on.
No, of course.
Nobody's
people in
addressing
America
it.
don't give a shit.
nobody's addressing it.
Nobody cares about that.
No.
At all. Nobody cares
But
about
Anthony, they'll care about it when it's in their town.
Of course.
That's when
Yeah.
they'll care. But then by that time, it's too late.
Yes.
trying
so
to
we're
address our
there.
government.
So I'm
and shit
telling
like
you
that.
right now, as people of the internet, if you have a majority, well, not even a majority Muslim, if you have anything other than 5% or less Muslim community in your town or whatever, then you're fine. But if it gets more than that,
Stay
if it gets more than
vigilant,
5%, then you're fucked.
And stay vigilant. And again, not all.
No, call it out. Just call it
Yo,
out. Just like
Anthony,
you would with
hashtag not
Christianity.
all. Jesus Christ.
Sorry,
No, I'm fucking with you.
pisses me off, man. I've lived with this
Hey.
shit for years.
Yeah, that's why you're in America right now in Texas. Awesome fucking state.
Yeah.
That's also why I'm on this show. I'm learning more as I go. So
Well, that's what it's about.
anything you bring up, I'm all ears, man.
Yeah, we don't have the answers, but we
let's-
like to talk
let's
about
see,
topics, and issues.
Exactly. I don't have
Oh,
kids.
but we
Paul.
are currently stereotyping Muslims like pros, which is all right,
Yeah.
So when Anthony talks, I'm pretty sure that the reason why you say that is because when you get to a certain population, when you get to a certain population number, a certain percentage, there's also a certain percentage of that percentage who has some pretty fucked up views, who are willing to go ahead and go through with their words in regards to violence, even if it's something as minor as hitting a person when they walk by, or something as minor as Taharush, apparently, who is so minor, but things like that, whatever. Yeah, I mean, it gets to a point where you have enough of a population and fine, not all, obviously, the moderates, but it has the extremists or whatever who can affect really big problems.
Listen,
Okay, so
But
I'll-
even then, the moderates,
We
they're
all
not
wanna
even
talk now.
standing up and doing anything. They're staying silent
Yes.
throughout this whole thing.
that's a problem.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So
Yeah.
I'll give you like an everyday example. And I'm not saying this has happened to me, but I know my wife is listening to this, and when she listens to it, she'll go, "Yeah, I've seen that happen." You could be just walking with your girlfriend to the supermarket, right, or to pick up some groceries or whatever, and your girlfriend will be punched in the face, right, for no reason, just get punched in the face. And then, I mean, do you then expect to carry on and do your day? Or do you then have to address what's just happened to your girlfriend? Because you do have to address that.
you have to.
Like
No,
we,
no,
I,
you
You
don't.
can't
I mean,
just
this
let
is the
that
case-
slide.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's
Well,
the case.
I'm definitely not saying let it slide. I'm wondering how often it becomes normal for it
More
to
often-
happen
more
when
often.
you get to
More often than what it should, Paul.
Yeah,
This
and
is
that's
what
why I'm
happens.
saying that when you
This
get
is
to a certain
what fucking
population, then you have a
happens.
certain subset of the population who thinks it's okay to do it, right?
Well,
Just
then-
to kind of
It's not-
appease the
It's not a case
People.
of them thinking that it's okay to do it. I mean, it is because of Islam.
Well, when you get to that certain population, their attitude changes on the streets. Also, we seen like Bill Maher. I just watched Bill Maher's video the other day. Religious or whatever it's called.
Religious.
Religious.
Thank you,
Jesus.
Christ. Yeah.
Jersey.
Yeah. Exactly. So when
Oh God, even the texting can get it.
I know. I know, really,
no.
right? That's surprising, actually.
I'm not.
Wait,
talking-
no.
So in that video, he was talking about Van Gogh. What's his name? Van Gogh, I think it was the guy that got murdered for making that video about how women are oppressed in the religion of Islam. So they stabbed him and killed him. Right. So they were standing on the spot where he got murdered, and he was speaking with a Muslim woman, and Bill Maher was saying, listen, are you telling me that it's not a violent religion? And she was defending Islam. And he was saying, well, this is how you're going to act when you're with me, a kafir, the non-believer, the infidel. This is how you're going to act towards me. But when you're amongst yourselves, oh yeah, it's a total different fucking story. So I see your guys' points where, like, when they become sort of not the majority, but a pretty good percentage of the population in that area, their attitude changes. It really does. Again, hashtag not all. But that's what it boils down to. And Christopher Hitchens, if you go research Christopher Hitchens on Islam on YouTube, you'll see that he speaks about imams, preaching hatred, supporting the hadith, the seerah and the, Quran, that, we need to, comport or adhere to global jihad. That's what it's about. A lot of people will ignore that fact. And now we see this migration going into Europe, and we see the atrocities that are going on in these countries. It's going to make its way over here in America. I think America is a little bit stronger when it comes to that aspect of allowing refugees or migrants over. We'll see how the vetting process does, because the vetting process here in the EU countries are just fucking failing. They're just coming right over the fucking borders, not even being vetted, and they're allowing these people in these countries, and we see the damage they're doing.
I do like the fact that people from New Jersey are upset about the immigration policy of Europe because it's never going to affect you, Joe, and that is the thing, but it will affect many other people. Well, so I do like the fact that you're bringing it up because
we'll see what the we're supposed to accept, or we're going to accept 100,000 refugees by 2017. We'll see how that happens. So
yeah.
We'll see what happens from that. I mean, it's not even, you can't even compare the Muslim demographic to other countries in Europe. You can't. I'm like, England's, I think, 7%. Sweden's 5%. America here is 0.8. Again, we have a little bit more people in the United States than the other European countries. But hey, listen, we'll see what happens when there's 100,000 come over, and we'll see the increased attacks due to Islamic extremism that will happen. No doubt.
Oh, so we just
but for now, how many people are actually giving a fuck worldwide?
Yeah, nobody gives a fuck, and that's the thing. Yeah, that's the part that bothers me.
Hey, listen, man. Like I said before, and I stated this before, it's 12 times cheaper for migrants or refugees to live in their culture in the Middle East, in the Middle Eastern countries. It's 12 times cheaper for them, and I have no problem holding a charity event for these people. There's no doubt, women, children, innocent people. I have no problem when it comes to these war-stricken countries. You know what I mean? That's fine. But when they start coming into Europe and this, and they, people take advantage of that, and they come into these countries and they create havoc. In the United States, it costs the taxpayer 12 times more than it does over there.
Yeah, but the thing is,
it's going to hurt us big time.
War-torn people don't cause any problems. War-torn people just want to fit
that's
in.
the issue. That's the issue.
Right.
Because we have people coming over from Iraq.
That is the fucking truth of it.
No.
War-torn people will just fit in. They'll go, I've had such a shit life, and now I'm in America. I agree. Conform. I'm gonna do what I'm supposed to do, just like I did. Right? I mean, am I conforming by being a U.S. immigrant person? I'm not a legal citizen. I am a legal citizen. I'm a legal permanent resident. I'm not a citizen, so I can't vote. But I can still buy houses. I can still buy property. I can still own a business. I can do all the rest of it. But this is not what the problem is. This isn't what the problem is.
No, these are refugees.
Because those people that come in wanting to do that, then nobody would ever have a problem with those people. So we're not talking about those people. So I don't want to waste time on the people that want to come in and do a good job.
Absolutely.
Right. So we need to be focusing on the people that want to come in and just leech off the state and do all the things that they've been doing in England for the last fucking 25 years. Because that's what's happened. That is exactly what has happened. We have had an open, welfare state, and people just want to come in and take the piss out of it and get as much money as they can out of it, and asking, "Where's my money? Where's my money?" You are not allowed to get any fucking money until you start, fucking getting out and getting a job. Yeah. Fuck these people. Fuck these people. I don't give a shit. It's not our responsibility to look after the world.
Become a productive citizen.
Right. Well, that's all well and good in itself, but it is not our responsibility. It's not America's responsibility to look after all the fucking world's nations. We might be the most, lucrative state on earth, but who gives a fuck? I don't care. I don't care about that. I work every fucking day, and I pay taxes every day. You do the same fucking thing. You do the same thing. Do that for a year, and then come back and talk to me. Don't talk to me about your kids. Don't talk to me about all that shit. That's fine. Okay, so once you're now in America, so you're now in America, and you are with, you've got 2 kids, right? Okay, you go get a job. Go get a job at McDonald's, because they'll employ you.
Yeah, they will.
They will employ you. They will employ you 40 hours a week. They'll do everything right for you. They're like federally mandated to look after you because of the federal laws of this land, right? Just go do that. Go do that. Go do a shitty job for a year, and then go take a college course, and then do better for your family. Just like everybody else fucking does. Just like every fucking person else does. Everybody else struggles. Why should you be given some magical pill that fucking makes you, oh, okay, well, you're from Syria. Yeah, okay. Oh, okay, well, then you get a free life forever. No. No.